Alright, well, I suppose we're on the call method today. The call method is a predefined method that can call a method belonging to another object. Whichever object you want to use that method with, pass that object as an argument within the call method. This will now refer to the object that is passed in as an argument to the call method. Here's an example. Let's create an employee object. Let employee equal, and our employee will have a name. His name will be Spongebob. He's a cool dude. So let's have a function in here as well. So we have a name and we have a function cook. So cook function, and we will display a message console.log this.name is cooking. Okay, so we have an employee object. Let's create a supervisor object, and we'll just copy what we have and make a few changes. So let supervisor's name will be Squidward, and his function will be to cashier. This.name is, let's say, at the cash register. And let's create a boss object. Let boss name is Mr.Krabs. His function, well, he's in charge, so be in charge. This.name is in charge. Okay, let's use each of these functions for each object. So we have our employee that can cook. Employee.cook. Spongebob is cooking. Now let's have our supervisor use the cashier method. Supervisor.cashier. Squidward is at the cash register. And lastly, boss.beInCharge. Mr.Krabs is in charge. Now here's a scenario. Let's say that Spongebob is out late one night jellyfishing and he's late for work in the morning because he overslept. Well, now the responsibility of working the grill, cooking, is going to fall to Squidward because he's the supervisor, but he normally doesn't have access to a cook function. But luckily he can borrow this cook function from the employee object by using the call method. So if Squidward is going to cook, this is what we're going to do. Type the name of the object that we're going to borrow the function from. So employee dot the name of the function dot call, then pass in the object that is going to use this function. That would be our supervisor object. So employee.cook.call, pass in supervisor. And now Squidward is cooking. Now, since Squidward is going to be busy cooking, there's nobody to man the cash register. Let's say that Mr. Krabs is going to use the cashier function next. So we need to type supervisor because this function belongs to this object, dot the name of the function, that would be cashier.call, pass in the object that is going to use this, our boss object. Now Mr. Krabs is at the cash register. Now eventually Spongebob does come in and the only position open is to be in charge. So if Spongebob is going to use the be in charge function, we need to borrow this from our boss object, dot the name of our function, beInCharge.call, then pass in our employee object. And now, Spongebob is in charge. So in conclusion, the call method is a predefined method that can call a method belonging to another object. Whichever object you want to use that method with, pass that object as an argument within the call method. And this keyword will now refer to the object that is passed in as an argument to the call method. So that is the call method. I will post this code to the comment section down below. If you can, give this video a thumbs up and drop a random comment down below if you haven't already. And well, yeah, that's the call method in JavaScript.